In a lively little town, there lived a 27-year-old man named Sam. He was hardworking and honest, yet his life never seemed to change. After 5 long years of working the same job, he still struggled with bills and couldn't save much. One afternoon, as he sat by the roadside deep in thought, he asked himself, "Why am I still poor, even though I work so hard? What am I doing wrong?" As he walked aimlessly through the streets, his eyes fell upon a grand mansion behind a tall iron gate. Something about the place drew him in, and before he realized it, he had stepped through the gate. Sitting in the garden was an elderly man with a calm face and a cup of coffee in hand. It was Mr. Hayes, the wealthy owner of the mansion, known in town not only for his riches, but also for his kindness and humility. Sam hesitated, then respectfully said, "I'm sorry for entering without permission, sir, but I need some advice. I've worked hard for years, yet nothing in my life has changed. How can someone like me ever become rich?" Mr. Hayes looked at him kindly and said, "Wealth isn't about luck, Sam. It's about habits and mindset. Let me share with you 5 lessons about money that no school will ever teach you. If you understand and apply them, your life will change." Sam nodded eagerly, ready to listen. Lesson 1. Spend less than you earn, Mr. Hayes began. The first and most important rule is simple. Always spend less than you earn. This is the foundation of financial success. He continued, no matter how much you make, $3,000 or $5,000, save a portion before you spend the rest. Don't let your expenses grow faster than your income. Many people with high salaries still end up broke because they don't control their spending. Sam thought quietly. He realized that although he didn't waste money, he never really planned his expenses either. Lesson 2. Build an emergency fund. Mr. Hayes took another sip of coffee and said, "The second rule is to have an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. A sudden illness, job loss, or broken car can happen any time. Without savings, you'll be forced to borrow money and fall into debt." He smiled gently. Think of this fund as your safety net. It doesn't make you rich, but it keeps you from falling when life pushes you down. Sam nodded again. It made perfect sense. Lesson 3. Invest in yourself. Mr. Hayes leaned forward and said, "The third lesson is about investing. You may think investing means buying stocks or property, but the best investment you can make right now is in yourself." Sam looked curious, so Mr. Hayes explained, "Take your current job, carpentry, customer service, anything. Learn to do it better than anyone else. Spend some of your savings on learning new skills, attending workshops, or buying tools that improve your work. When you grow in value, your income will grow too." For the first time, Sam saw investing in a completely new light. Lesson 4. Increase your income. The sun began to set, but the conversation continued. Mr. Hayes said, "Once you've mastered your skills, it's time to earn more. Don't just work harder, work smarter. Find ways to add value. Start your own small business or offer your services independently. When you're skilled and confident, you won't have to wait for raises. You'll create your own opportunities." Sam's eyes sparkled with excitement. He finally understood that success wasn't about luck, but about strategy and discipline. Lesson 5. Create passive income. Mr. Hayes placed his empty coffee cup on the table and said, "Now for the final lesson. Make your money work for you. Once you've saved enough and built your skills, invest in something that earns even when you're not working." He gave examples. You could buy property to rent out, start a small side business, or invest in a franchise. Passive income gives you freedom, financial stability that doesn't depend on your daily labor. Then he smiled and asked, "So Sam, are you ready to apply these lessons?" Sam grinned, feeling inspired. "I used to think saving alone would make me rich, but now I understand it's about learning, building, and creating value. Thank you, sir, for opening my eyes." Mr. Hayes nodded warmly. Remember, wealth is not about money itself. It's about discipline, patience, and the choices you make every day. Moral of the story: that evening, Sam walked home with a new mindset. He realized that financial success doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of wise decisions, consistent effort, and lifelong learning. From that day forward, he followed Mr. Hayes' 5 lessons. Spend wisely. Save consistently. Invest in knowledge. Grow income through skill. Let money work for you. Slowly, Sam's life transformed. He was no longer chasing money, he was building it.